William MacCowan Greenlee was an American writer. He was born in 1863 in Newmarket, Tennessee, the son of William Anderson Greenlee and Mary McDaniel. He attended Marysville College, the Lane Theological Seminary in Cincinnati, and the University of Leipzig. He was ordained a Presbyterian minister, but spent his time teaching, mostly at the Boys High School of Atlanta. In 1884 he married Alice M. Bird. He died in 1920 in Atlanta. His only book seems to be the 1912 The Lure of the Purple Star. Harry Hardwick, just off from Princeton, goes down to Brighton for a holiday, and as he walks along the beach he finds a bottle. Taking it home, he soon discovers it was cast off from the Titanic. Yes, really, only a year after it sank, and Greenlee is using it in a fantasy novel. Either way, in the manuscript, John Manning recounts his meeting with Monsieur Davon, who found an inscription from the Egyptian Tophet Sen with a recipe for a powder to annihilate time. Using this, Harry finds himself in ancient Syria just in time to save the life of King Nabuchadnezzar of Babylon. This makes him highly esteemed by the king, so much so Nebuchadnezzar shows him the captives he took while conquering the kingdom of Judah. Among these is Badeetha Tammuz, the Rose of Sharon. Her old relative Jeremiah assumes he was sent from the future by Jehovah, and pleads for him to defend Badeetha from any harm, granting him the service of Ebed-Melech, a giant black Ethiopian, for her protection. Making the journey to Babylon with Nebuchadnezzar's army, Harry does spend time protecting and riding with Badeetha, but when they get to Babylon, the high priest of the temple of Seldinan, the chief temple of Astarte, wishes the girl to serve as a love priestess in the temple. Harry takes the purple star, the emblem given him by Nebuchadnezzar as a sign of his favor, and takes the girl from the temple to his own palace on its authority. This pisses off the high priest, and he comes to warn Harry not to meddle with his affairs, and to kidnap Badeetha at the same time. And this is almost the last time we see her, as she disappears for over half the book without ever getting a personality. Instead, Harry goes around either fighting wild animals in the royal menagerie for sport with other Chaldean nobles, or gets drunk on Samian wine and has Naphthalis, a Median princess from the entourage of Queen Amytis, fall for him, especially after the two murder some tigers together in a royal hunt gone wrong. Naphthalis loves him so much she knows he loves the missing Badeetha, and goes to join the Temple of Astarte as a love priestess to find her. Meanwhile, Harry managed, while drunk, to challenge the favorite of the Magi, Nergal-Sharezer, to a chariot race on the walls of Babylon. A race ending with Harry shooting Nergal-Sharezer through the head before he could push Harry off of the wall. He also manages to help the Hebrews tell Nebuchadnezzar his dream, because he remembered the story from the Bible, as the king would kill all the priests in the city, including the Hebrews, if they could not, providing us with a nice inexplicable time paradox. Recovering Badeetha from the high priest while shattering his hip, Harry wishes to flee Babylon, and Queen Amytis gives him a sacred jewel that will aid him in his time of need, and he returns it without ever needing to use it. Escaping on camels, Badeetha finally accepts his love. The two escape to a pillar wherein Harry hid the time travel powder, but only Harry wakes up in the future. But for some reason he is sure the Rose of Sharon is somewhere in the modern day, and he will find her at the end. Apart from this wholly unsatisfying ending, one has to ponder the pros and cons of the book. On the one hand, Badeetha has no character and is gone for most of the book, as opposed to Naphthalis, who has some actual agency and can defend herself. On the other hand, there is a friendship between Nebuchadnezzar and Harry, and the book never demonizes the king nor the people of Babylon for not being Christian, which I did not expect from a Presbyterian minister.